I only worked 10 months for another person and have been by myself for like 5 years and like almost 6 years of being on my own. So, I mean, even though when I did work for someone else, I worked for Massage Harmony, which has been closed down for a while, but when they were open, it was never like micromanaged. We did offer Thai, we did offer Ashi, deep tissue Swedish. I don't know, I never worked for someone that was like that, and I personally am too independent, stubborn, strong-willed. I don't know all the things. I'm a Taurus. I could never. I mean, even even when it comes to setting the mats, if I do it a different way, he's like, "What are you doing?" So I mean, I know. Yeah. So it blows my mind though that like it's just crazy, and it's not. I'm not coming at you or Austin Deep or anything because I've heard about it through multiple different facilities. It's just, it kind of makes you wonder like, what are these facility owners thinking? You know, like no independence for the client's problems.
And I could see me having bony hands for sure. So let me know.
Yeah, I'll let you know. Luckily, I received elbows into my adductors yesterday, so I was like, jeez.
See, I like this right here. Do you like that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my fascia gets super tight.
Me too.
And try using like the palm a little bit too. There you go. I think I do the same thing. I think we want to use this because we feel like we can like grip it.
Mm-hmm.
But this was my marketing, right? Because I had to figure out with my emotional and psychological set, it's like that boss, you know, I look back and get irritated about it, but maybe he lacked vision, but, so can you extend your leg fully?
Because you want to bring my leg past the 90.
Leg.
Perfect.
Yeah, there we go. Then can you lean back? So maybe that boss lacked vision.
Try pulling your head back and just pulling me onto your.
Lengthen your leg. There you go. And just lean back, pull her onto your leg. There you go. Is it too much when you?
It's like flexing here or something. Let me see.
Okay. So
you want to wrap this arch like around the muscle here.
And in this case, here's one of the things I want to do. I want you to bend this leg. I want you to scoot your keister forward an inch or two. Now, completely straighten your leg from there, because now she's
past 90 degrees.
Now you're going to pull her femur
I feel pressure on
to 90.
Feel the pressure there?
But I also feel like I'm getting this little tendon.
Can I take your sock off?
Sure.
Okay.
And you may want to take your sock off as well.
Yeah.
You'll get a better
Losing
grip.
grip.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I did the same thing.
Are you sliding?
Now, do you feel more secure?
Yeah,
Go.
so that's why
Does it
I
feel
always say,
deeper?
like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So try
And
to-
you're not
try to-
working
because you
anymore.
weren't
It's just
wearing
leverage.
So I was
Yeah.
able to grip with my side.
So that boss might have did what he needed to do for his business, and I don't harbor resentment.
That's better
Of
pressure.
course, their business went out of business.
You're lighter. You weigh less.
You know how many businesses
So you're going to
I've
be
given
using
advice to
gravity. You're going to be
being
using
in our
angles
business?
to
Yeah.
benefit you throughout this. The standing work, once you get there, is going to be really great for you because it's going to be a lot easier for you to get those compressions and the
Here's
weight.
method to the madness.
Whereas previously on table, you were having to muscle through it.
Yeah. Basically plank on people.
Yeah. So you're going to enjoy this once we get into the
Instead
compressions
of,
and things like that.
Up, here's what I want you to do. Can you have your arch completely like at an angle, and I want you to wrap your arch
Like
around
this
its
way?
entire.
I could do this way.
Like this, but like
So this leg, I'm just gonna you just hang out where you are. I'm gonna reposition your legs.
Okay.
I'm gonna put this guy and just let it hang out right there.
Okay.
And then this foot, I want it to completely wrap. So, okay. So I'm gonna reposition you now. Remember I said
Yeah,
don't
try
want you to
like
move?
that. Straighten your leg.
Now I'm gonna.
Now lean back.
reposition.
Okay.
You ready?
Ready.
Now, how about there? Now turn your toes to the outside. There we go.
Okay.
Now, another piece. I want to bring his leg just past 90.
Scoot your bottom up. Yep.
Now lengthen this leg completely. There we go. This arch is completely wrapped. Now I want you to lean back and pull him onto your foot.
Easy.
You want your guns ankle, knee, hip, and shoulder in one line. If you're out to the side, it'll change the leverage. Does that feel deeper?
Hmm?
That's fine.
more controlled.
Yeah, I feel more control.
Yeah.
What's going on? Do you have a question?
And the reason I
What are you thinking? I see you thinking here.
I'm thinking. I'm thinking about Thai massage jams.
Okay.
Like,
If they're small enough, I'm like, come here. There.
So was it
When
here?
I bring in
Do you feel the bone?
Yeah.
Right? So I push into that. Push a little harder into there, right? So you're,
perpendicular.
and then you're pulling me on. Do you feel how your toes are basically wrapped around that bone?
Yeah.
Impact
And then now you're just like
the least amount of
tractioning.
when you have a big client that you're trying to, I'm gonna no.
And then sometimes I'll even kind of like,
If you
with
aim
that
the
foot
leg
underneath,
right, you
as
can
it's
feel
wrapped
it
there, I'll
go
kind of just
down,
like
but it's
rotate it
not
a little
any
bit.
more work for you.
Because what I'm thinking of is
There you go.
I'm wrapped around it and I'm kind of like loosening those muscles
Sliding still,
that are all around, like touching, attaching them to that point.
Yeah.
Like say if I had a big yogi, I would definitely do this because I know that one-legged standing poses, like it gets all built up and you'll feel it start to get like just real thick because the muscle's starting to build.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I know they want this. They don't know it, but I know they do.
So then from this, it was there to right
Other way. Flip. Yeah.
there. Yeah. Then you have it here.
But your leg, maybe are you, cause yeah, there you go.
There you go. Yeah. And then
Now use your right foot.
and I stay with this traction of it. And we start at the knee or at the groin.
I always start at the groin because it's thicker muscle. Just think that it's thicker muscle here and it thins towards the knee. So it's easier to take pressure in the thicker muscle versus the thin.
Yeah.
If their leg is up, it feels like my heel is floating in space to
get
be able
better
to
without
deliver
socks.
that deep
Me too.
pressure. If I get to where I
Can't-
want to
you lose
use
your
the
grip.
heel, that's when I turn the toes in and let his leg externally rotate.
Straighten out your leg.
There you go.
The
Just
bottom
let his
one?
leg roll over.
This one.
And then normally, see how your toes are here? I want you to bring them back up.
On scooting backwards.
It might be your pants. It might be the combination.
That's probably
Really, I mean, I always wear these pants that slide. Really, we should be wearing cotton or something that can kind of give a little more traction. I've always worn Fabletics. It's just what I wear.
And for him, he kind of tucks in.
I
so
like
you can
'em.
Hold on to the
I like
ankle.
Lululemon's. Just one of
'Cause
them
this is
on the
what
heel
happens.
line. So
This
I
guy is
Yeah,
saying,
but try putting this down a little lower. Because basically where it is right now, that's where I would put the heel.
now,
But I kind of come in,
this
give
is
me your
what makes it
arch.
work. And do you see
So
that
why
you're
don't you use
not
this
quite
like part of your
perpendicular
foot
now?
and just
What I
flat
do is I want you to
against
scoot your keister over an inch
and
or two.
pull with your
There you go.
hands
'Cause now when you press
into
in,
that
you're
leg.
pressing in perpendicular.
So this
Now when I
leg
want
basically
you
is just
to-
kind of like holding it into
I feel
place.
like
So your
that's a
left
better
leg is holding in place.
position 'cause he doesn't
This is the leg that's
move.
working here, and I just
When his leg is up,
press,
there's more
hold.
room for movement there.
press, hold.
You could still
Right?
broad, foot press, then eventually, if you decide heel press.
Yes.
How many massage therapists?
Does body mechanics look good here? I can't see because I'm on the ground. Cool.
Do you need more pressure?
Slightly, yes.
Okay.
And that's one thing I was kind of telling her is that with her body weight, since she is lighter, those are gonna be some things for gravity and like angles and things like that.
So to get more pressure,
When I scoot closer.
well, I'm gonna walk you through it real quick. 'Cause I'm trying to figure out what camera angle. Here's my guess. So if we have her knee here, okay. So if her leg is like this, what would happen if I took her knee and I brought it up here? Well, now what's the difference with her hamstrings if we start from that position?
A little bit more extended.
We've taken the hamstrings and lengthened them and then applied pressure. So we don't have to press as hard. Does that make sense?
Does that feel like it's more pressure?
Mm-hmm.
And what I had her do is sometimes, it'll do this to me all the time. I almost do it by rote because I've just done it so many times I don't think about it anymore. I almost always, when I get to this, I have to scoot my keister over an inch or two to get myself
The angle.
perpendicular to their femur. When I'm pressing in perpendicular, it's the most impact with the least amount of effort. So I'll start big and broad, and then in her case, it seems like you're Austin deep. You're like trying to use your heel. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
How's the pressure?
Good. It's funny 'cause I'm feeling it. I have some issues with my knee, I guess. I don't know. So as you're working here, it's kind of like starting to wake up over here. It's like, hey, I'm like, yeah, you're getting it. It's being affected by the hamstring work. So how are your hands feeling, everyone?
Good.
They feel like you've been working for like 2 hours?
No, it's
Right?
great.
It's awesome, isn't it?
By now
And-
I would have done a couple of big shakes.
Right?
Good Lord.
And how are your legs starting to feel? Because we've all received a little bit,
I feel
Good.
right? So as you were watching this, if you guys watched a little bit of Thai, right? You knew what you were kind of like coming in to learn generally. Had you guys received Thai before today?
Very like from a jam.
Very cool. No,
You and then
minute me,
one other person.
Ron.
no.
So is the sensation and is this work what you were kind of expecting when you like saw it visually? Are you kind of surprised by some of the sensation or?
I am surprised in the sense is like when I'm pushing in one area, I feel it in another, or if you're pulling on your legs, how much you feel it in the back of your hips.
Yeah.
Like I kind of expected it, but I don't know. It just feels.
It feels way more isolated than I thought it would be. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Feel way more like trigger pointy than you would think from someone just like pulling on your ankle and putting nothing there. It feels super isolated.
And that's just one example as to how like the consumer thinks. Like what are they thinking as they're seeing things? Well, first off, they don't see a ton of promotion for Thai because not a lot of people do Thai. So the market availability is vast. Like there's so many people that want to need this work that they're going to the dang stretch lab to get stretched by someone that's been trained for like what? How long is their training? Like a week? I don't know. I don't even know what they're trained for. But they're going to stretch lab because they're wanting something different than deep tissue and Swedish. They don't want that.
Dancing, you don't pay extra for.
So when we market, like we can bust out our cameras, right? Record ourselves doing this. As you guys go home and you're practicing on whoever you're practicing on, clients offering them a discount, you can do like, hey, I'll offer you a 2-hour appointment for the price of a 90-minute. The way I did it whenever I was first starting was recording things so that way I could show them, hey, like you could see this all day. You could see my marketing I'm doing, but until you feel what it is that I just took this class in, you're not really going to understand how good this stuff is, So definitely, I encourage you guys to do some recordings, video, promote yourselves on your Instagram, your TikTok, your Facebook, whatever. I don't Twitter, but I do mess with those other 3. Whee!